problem if you know the formula. If not, you don't know the formula, right? You literally be breaking your head because I had a similar question in my examination hall and I was right there. I was like, oh my god, how do you solve this question? I was like, okay, let's solve it. I think I'm closer to the answer, but you know, I wasn't even 0.1% closer to the answer. So, but if you know this formula, it's like a piece of cake. And then I go out of the examination hall and look at the Google solution. I'm like, oh my god, just one formula. How did I miss this out? So just so that you guys don't make the same mistake that I made, let's learn this question, alright? So, Lily and Rose start from station A and B respectively and move towards each other, alright? But after meet, Rose takes 16 hours to reach station A and Lily takes 7, 9 by 16 hours to reach station B. So, the point is after meet, alright? That is the key point. Find Rose's speed if Lily's speed is 40 km per hour. As soon as you read this question, try to write it, diagrammatically. Okay, so there are two stations, A, B. Fine. This, let's call this Lily, and let's call this Rose. Okay, this is Rose. Fine. They start from station A and B respectively, and they want to move towards each other. Okay, first statement done. After meet, Rose takes 16 hours. So let's suppose they meet here. Okay, they are right here. After they meet right here, Lily and Rose. And after meet, they cross each other, right? So after meet, Rose takes 16 hours. 16 hours. Okay, this is time taken by Rose. Lily takes 7, 9 by 18 hours to reach station B after that meet. So the time taken to cover this distance is 7, 9 by 18 hours. 9 by 16 hours. This is time taken by Lily. Find Rose's speed if it's given that Lily's speed is 40 km per hour. It covers a really basic formula. And you know what the formula is? SR divided by SL. SL divided by SR is equal to root of TR divided by TL. This is the formula. That is, for instance, like this, alright? So this is going to be speed L, this is going to be speed of the person at the right, and the time taken after the meet is TR and TL respectively. You can simply apply this formula, that is SL divided by SR is equal to root of TR divided by TL. So simple, right? This is the formula that I actually missed out. So you know, when you apply this formula, we know that given the speed of Lily is 40, alright, divided by SR is equal to root of TR divided by TA. So what is TR? 16 hours. And 7, 9 by 16 is basically a mixed fraction. So 7, 9 by 16, how can I write it? Multiply, add. 7 into 16 is 112 plus 9. It's going to be 121. So it's 121 divided by 16. So there's nothing but root of 16 into 16 divided by 121. I can write it as 16 divided by 11, right? So 40 by SR is equal to 16 by 11. So SR is equal to 16 divided by 11. SR is equal to 40 into 11 divided by 16. So 10, 4, 2, 5. So it's 55 by 2, which is nothing but 27.5 km per hour is the speed of Rose. As simple as that, right? So it's a very simple question if you know this formula. Look at the type 3 kind of problems, that is constant D problem. The name itself suggests that the distance is going to be constant. Alright, so suppose, okay, this be station A, this be station B, or whatever, this be home, this be office, whatever, but the distance is constant. Alright, and there is a person here, he is going to cover this distance at a speed s1 and he is going to take t1 hours or minutes, whatever. But then he returns back, he reaches B and then he is going to return back from B to A, covering the same distance B at a speed of s2. So he is going to take t2 minutes or hours. Alright, this can be scenario 1. The second scenario is that same distance D, alright, and 2%, let this be some person, this be person S, this B person T, whatever. They are going to take, this person S is going to take S1 speed with T1 minutes or hours. And then this person, the other person is going to cover the same distance D, but with the speed of S2, with a different speed S2. So therefore, he is going to take T2 minutes or hours to cover this distance. Alright. So whenever you get any of these two scenarios, right, just look at the question. And then just note, a relationship between all of these 5 variables is going to make things really simple, okay? So what is the relationship between all of these 5 variables? Is that S1 minus S2 divided by T2 minus T1 is equal to S1 into S2 divided by T. So this is the formula that conveys the relationship between all of these 5 variables. Alright? You can use this formula when you know 4 out of these 5 variables. When you have 4 is given in the question, then you can use this formula. So what are the 5 variables actually present here? It's S1, S2, T1, T2 and T. So out of these 5 variables, if 4 variables are known and only 1 is unknown, then you can use this formula. Else never use this formula. So let's look at some examples so that you can understand it in a better manner. So let's consider this question. A student walks from his house at a speed of 2.5 km per hour and reaches the school 6 minutes late. Sad. The next day he increases his speed by 1 km per hour and reaches 6 minutes early. So how far is the school from his home? Okay. So before going to this question, let's consider this late and early. Okay. If suppose your office timing is 10 a.m. or your school timing is 10 a.m. Fine. If you reach at 10:05, right? 10:05 a.m. it means you are late. Right? You're late by how much? You're late by 5 minutes. Which means if this is x plus 5 implies you are late. Alright. If at all I reach the school at 9:55 a.m. itself, what does it mean? I'm 5 minutes early, right? I'm 5 minutes early. So it is x minus 5. Alright? So the destined time is said to be x. If you reach at a time x plus 5, you are late by 5 minutes. If you reach at x minus 5, then you are early by 5 minutes. Right? Fine? No more doubt? So now let's look at this question. A student walks from his house at a speed of 2.5 km per hour. Alright, so let this be his house, let this be his school. Okay, let this be school. So he's going to go at a speed of 2.5. 2.5 can be written as what? Mixed fraction. 2 into 2 plus 1. So that is 5. 5 by 2 km per hour. He's going to go at this speed. So if he is going to go at this speed, he reaches the school 6 minutes late. 6 minutes late. Late means what? You are going to add it with x. So 6 minutes late. Right? The next day he increases his speed by 1 km per hour. So it is 5 by 2 plus 1. Then he reaches 6 minutes early. So x early means subtract. Right? X minus 6. If x is going to be his original time, required time to be at school, if he's going to reach 6 minutes early, it's x minus 6. Alright? So 5 by 2 plus 1 is 7 by 2 km per hour. So he's going to go at 7 by 2. So we just studied the formula for this. Alright? So here the distance is constant. So what is the formula we had studied? For this scenario like this, wherein S1, T1 and this is S2, T2 with a constant distance D. What is the formula? S1 minus S2 divided by T2 minus T1 is equal to S1 into S2 divided by T. Right? Applying the same formula here. Let this be S1, let this be S2, let this be T1, let this be T2. You are supposed to find what? How far? How far is the distance D? So S1 is 5 by 2 minus 7 by 2 divided by T2, T minus 6 minus T1, x plus 6. So minus will go inside, x minus 6 is equal to S1 into S2, which is 5 by 2 into 7 by 2 divided by the distance t. Alright. So 5 by 2 minus 7 by 2 is minus 2 by 2 divided by, here this is not t, this is x. Alright. So x and x gets cancelled. So it is minus 12 is equal to 5, 7 5 is 35 divided by 4 divided by t. So minus minus will become plus. This is 1. You have to keep in mind that so far, everything is in kilometer per hour, alright? But we have given, the time in minutes, okay? But the speed is in kilometer per hour. The units are not the same. So we never converted this minutes into hours, okay? So to convert minutes into hours, we have to just divide by 60, right? So the D will be equal to what? D will be equal to what? 12 by 60 into 35 by 4. 12 by 60 is nothing but 1 by 5, right? So 7 5s are 35. So the answer is 7 by 4 kilometers is the distance between the school and his home. Alright, so the distance is 7 by 4. So this is the answer.